Cao Pi entered the residence and found two women weeping bitterly. Drawing his sword, he prepared to strike them down. Suddenly, as if a red light flashed before his eyes, he stayed his hand and demanded, "Who are you?" One replied, "I am Lady Lu, wife of General Yuan Shao." Pointing to the other, he asked, "And who is she?" Lady Lu answered, "She is Lady Zhen, wife of Yuan Shi, Yuan Shao's second son. Yuan Shi is serving as governor of Yuzhou, but Lady Zhen refused to journey so far and remained here." Cao Pi drew closer. Lady Zhen's hair was disheveled, her face covered in dust. Gently he wiped her face with his sleeve. Beneath the grime, her skin was fair as jade and her beauty dazzling. He reassured Lady Lu, "I am the son of Chancellor Cao Cao. I will protect you both, do not be afraid." Then he sat in the hall, sword at hand, to establish order. Meanwhile, Cao Cao entered Jizhou with his army. As he approached the city gates, Suyu galloped ahead and shouted with arrogance, "Aman! Without me, how could you have entered this city today?" Cao Cao laughed it off, though his generals were displeased by the insolence. At Yuan Shao's mansion, Cao Cao asked the guards who had gone inside. They answered, "The young master." When summoned, Lady Lu emerged instead, kneeling before him. She said, "Were it not for your son, my household would have perished. I wish to present Lady Zhen as his wife." Lady Zhen was brought forth. Cao Cao looked her over and smiled. "Indeed, she is worthy to be my son's wife." Thus, Lady Zhen became Cao Pi's bride. After pacifying Jizhou, Cao Cao personally visited Yuan Shao's tomb. There he wept bitterly and lamented, "I once discussed the world with Ben Chu. He asked me, 'If all fails, where should we establish ourselves?' I replied, 'I will rely on the wisdom of the people and rule by principle. Then nothing is impossible.' Those words are still fresh in my ears, yet he is now gone. How sorrowful!" His officers sighed with him. Cao Cao generously rewarded Lady Lu with gold, silk, and grain. To the people of Hebei, long ravaged by war, he announced, "This year all taxes shall be remitted." He also memorialized the court, appointing himself governor of Jizhou. One day, Su Chu encountered Suyu at the east gate. Suyu once again bragged, "Without me, how could you pass these gates?" Furious, Su Chu retorted, "We risked our lives and shed blood to seize this city. How dare you boast?" Suyu cursed him, calling the generals nothing but fools. In a rage, Su Chu drew his sword and killed him, then carried the head to report to Cao Cao. Cao Cao frowned. "Ziyuan was my old friend. He jested with me. How could you kill him without order?" Though he rebuked Su Chu, he gave Suyu a proper burial and proclaimed the recruitment of Jizhou's worthies. The people recommended Cui Yan of Qinghe. Cao Cao appointed him as aide-de-camp. Reviewing household registers, Cao Cao remarked, "Jizhou counts 300,000 households, truly a great province." Cui Yan boldly admonished him, "Now the realm is divided, corpses lie exposed, and people suffer. Instead of rescuing the distressed, you first tally households. This is not what the people expect of a leader." Ashamed, Cao Cao apologized and treated him with high honor. At this time, Yuan Tan plundered the countryside. Hearing that his brother Yuan Shang was defeated at Zhongshan, he turned to attack him. Yuan Shang fled to join Yuan Shi in Yuzhou. Yuan Tan seized their troops and plotted to recover Jizhou. Cao Cao summoned him, but Yuan Tan refused. Enraged, Cao Cao broke their marriage alliance and marched directly to Pingyuan. Yuan Tan sought aid from Lu Biao. Lu Biao consulted Liu Bei, who said, "Cao Cao has just taken Jizhou and is at the height of power. The Yuan brothers will be captured sooner or later. Helping them will be useless. Besides, Cao covets Jingzhou, better that we conserve our strength." Thus Liu Biao only sent letters to the Yuan brothers, urging them to reconcile and oppose Cao together. His true intent was to avoid war. Realizing Liu Biao would not intervene, Yuan Tan abandoned Pingyuan and retreated to Nanpi. Cao Cao pursued. It was winter, and the rivers were frozen, so grain ships could not move. Cao Cao ordered the locals to break ice and drag the boats. Terrified, the people fled. Angered, Cao Cao thought of executing them but then relented. "If I do not punish you, my orders will not stand, but if I kill you, I cannot bear it. Go hide in the hills. Only do not let my soldiers catch you." The people wept and scattered. Yuan Tan then marched out to face battle. Cao Cao pointed his whip at him, scolding, "I treated you well. Why betray me?" Yuan Tan retorted, "You invaded my land, seized my cities, plundered my family, yet you accuse me of treachery?" Cao Cao dispatched Su Huang, who slew Yuan's officer Peng'an in a few rounds, forcing Yuan Tan back into Nampi. Cao surrounded the city. Desperate, Yuan Tan sent Xian Ping to negotiate surrender. Cao said, "Your master is fickle and cannot be trusted. Your brother Xian Bai serves me well, stay here with me." Xian Ping replied firmly, "When the Lord prospers, the minister is honored. When he suffers, the minister shares his grief. Having long served the Yuans, how can I betray them?" Cao respected his loyalty and allowed him to return. Xian Ping died in grief when accused of treachery by Yuan Tan. Guo Jia advised using civilians as shields. The next day, forced civilians charged ahead, with soldiers behind them. Battle raged from dawn till noon. Cao Cao himself climbed high ground to beat the war drum, rallying his troops. Yuan's forces collapsed. Cao Hong killed Yuan Tan. Guo Jia was slain by Eugene. Cao Cao entered Nampi, comforting the people. Yuan Shi's officers Jiao Chu and Zhang Nan surrendered and were made marquises. Black Mountain rebel Zhang Yan submitted with 100,000 men and was made general who pacifies the north. Yuan Tan's head was hung at the north gate, with strict orders forbidding mourning. Yet one man, dressed plainly, wailed beneath the head. Seized and brought before Cao, he declared himself Wang Xiu of Qingzhou. Once dismissed by Yuan Tan for admonition, he now came to mourn. Cao asked, "You know my order. Why still weep?" Wang replied, "He appointed me. If I do not mourn him, I betray righteousness. If I die for it, I have no regret." Moved, Cao allowed him to bury Yuan Tan and honored him as gentleman of the palace secretariat. Guo Jia then proposed, "Send Jiao Chu and Zhang Nan with 3 armies to strike Yuzhou, and dispatch Li Dian and Eugene with Zhang Yan to attack Bingzhou's Gaogan." Cao agreed. Hearing of this, Yuan Shang and Yuan Shi fled to Liaoshi and sought refuge with the Wuhuan. At a blood oath gathering, Inspector Han Hung hurled his sword, declaring, "The Yuans raised me with favor. To live when they fall, to surrender to Cao. This shames righteousness. I refused." He was excused, but the others surrendered to Cao. Meanwhile, Gaogan held out at Hugu Pass. Sun Yu advised using a ruse. 2 officers, Lu Kuang and Lu Xiang, pretended to defect, luring Gaogan into a night raid. Instead, Chao's army ambushed him, capturing the pass. Gaogan fled first to the Xiongnu, then to Lu Biao, but was killed by official Wang Yan en route. His head was sent to Cao, and Wang was ennobled. With Bingzhou secured, Cao considered attacking the Wuhuan. Some generals feared leaving Su empty. Guo Jia argued, "Desert tribes rely on distance, not defense. Strike swiftly and they will collapse. Moreover, the Yuan brothers, allied with the Wuhuan, remain a threat if spared. Lu Biao and Lu Bei matter less. They are indecisive and unreliable." Cao accepted. Marching north, the army endured bitter cold and sandstorms. Supplies were heavy and progress slow. Cao consulted Guo Jia, who was ill from the climate. Guo said, "Speed is crucial. Travel light, guided by locals." Cao left Guo to recover in Yizhou and appointed former Yuan officer Tian Chou as guide. Tian advised a difficult but unexpected route through Lulong and Baitan, striking directly at Luqing. Cao approved, placing Tian in the vanguard with Zhang Liao, while he followed with light cavalry. At White Wolf Mountain, Zhang Liao encountered Yuan Shang, Yuan Shi, and the Wuhuan chieftain with tens of thousands of riders. From a hill, Cao saw their disorder and ordered attack. Zhang Liao, Su Chu, Eugene, and Su Huang charged from 4 directions. The Wuhuan were routed, their chieftain slain by Zhang Liao. The Yuan brothers fled east with a few thousand. Cao entered Luqing and rewarded Tian Chou with a marquisate. Tian refused in tears. I once betrayed righteousness. To receive titles for revealing my homeland would be shameful. Cao respected him, instead appointing him gentleman consultant. They acquired 10,000 fine horses. On the return, the army suffered from lack of food and water. Horses were slaughtered for sustenance, and wells dug deep for water. When they reached Yizhou, Cao rewarded those who had urged caution, declaring, "Our success was heaven's will. It cannot be the norm. Speak boldly always, I will reward candor." Yet Guo Jia had died days earlier in Yizhou. Cao wept bitterly. "With Feng Shao gone, heaven has taken my pillar." He lamented that though Guo Jia was the youngest of his advisors, he had hoped to entrust him with the future. Guo's final note was presented. "If the chancellor follows this, Liaodong will settle itself." Cao read it, sighed, and kept it secret. Soon after, Xiahou Dun suggested attacking Gong Sun Kong of Liaodong before he could aid the Yuan brothers. Cao laughed. "There is no need. In a few days, Gong Sun Kong will deliver their heads to me." Indeed, when the Yuan brothers arrived, Kang's brother Gong Sun Gong warned, "The Yuans once sought to absorb Liaodong. If we harbor them, they will turn against us. Better to kill them and send their heads to Cao for reward." Kong agreed. He lured the brothers into his hall, scolded them coldly, then had them seized and executed. Their heads were placed in a box and sent to Cao. Cao, receiving them, laughed, just as Feng Shao foresaw. Gong Sun Kong was rewarded as Marquis of Xiangping. Guo Jia's memorandum was revealed. If the Yuan brothers flee east, do not advance. Gong Sun Kong fears their ambitions. If pressed, he will unite with them. If left alone, he will destroy them himself. All marveled at his foresight. Cao held another sacrifice at Guo's coffin. Guo Jia had served little more than 10 years, accomplishing countless victories, and died at age 38. Later generations composed verses in his honor. Returning to Yizhou, Cao first sent Guo Jia's coffin to Su for burial. Cheng Yu advised, "With the north pacified, it is time to plan for the south." Cao replied, "That has long been my wish." That night, staying in the eastern corner tower of Yizhou, Cao gazed at the stars with Sun Yu. He pointed southward. "The southern energies are strong, hard to conquer swiftly." Sun Yu reassured him, "With your power, all will submit." Even as he spoke, a golden radiance rose from the earth. Sun Yu exclaimed, "There must be treasure buried below." Cao ordered the ground to be dug where the light shone. What they uncovered will be told in the next chapter. Summary. This chapter shows Cao Pi marrying Lady Zhen amidst chaos, while Cao Cao consolidates Hebei with both benevolence and strict command. Su Yu, whose arrogance led to his death, illustrates the danger of boasting over merit. Cui Yan's blunt advice proves Chao's ability to accept criticism. The Battle of Nampi demonstrates both cruelty, using civilians as shields, and Chao's discipline, rallying troops by striking the war drum. Yuan Tan is slain. Wang Xiu's loyalty impresses Cao, who values righteousness. The pacification of Bingzhou with stratagems, Zhang Liao's decisive victory at White Wolf Mountain, and the acquisition of fine horses highlight both tactical brilliance and endurance. Most significant is Guo Jia's foresight, urging restraint against Liaodong, predicting Gong Sun Kong would execute the Yuan brothers himself, thus eliminating threats without battle. His death at 38 is mourned as the loss of a great strategist, underscoring the fleeting nature of talent and fortune. The chapter ends with Cao Cao turning his gaze south, while a mysterious golden light hints at new developments. Knowledge points. 1. Su Yu's death. In the novel, Su Chu kills Su Yu in anger. Historical sources, records of the Three Kingdoms, state that Suyu was arrested and executed by Cao Cao himself for arrogance and disrespect, not slain by Su Chu. 2. Lady Zhen's beauty. Lady Zhen indeed became Cao Pi's principal wife and was later honored as Empress Wenjiao. However, the novel's romanticized scene of her face revealed after wiping away dust and a red light, flashing is literary embellishment, not recorded in history.